This short presentation on the Porto online interface is delivered by me, Aldo Drago, project leader of the Calypso South project, and Audrey Zammit from the Physical Oceanography Research Group, who will speak after me. My preamble is that data is not just temperature, salinity, or ocean-related parameters. What we mean here is more comprehensive than just marine or maritime data. In its full expression, data entails all those inputs that compose information and generation of knowledge, providing quantitative measures and controls of assessments, experiences, and performances of our main daily actions. Taking the analogy of a restaurant, the ingredients are what make a good recipe and dish, as we all know. Similarly, data provides the essential ingredients for our informed and calculated decisions, choices, and actions. In a knowledge-based society and the digital age in which we live, data is what composes success and excellence, even procuring economic returns. Looking at some numbers, the volume of data created, captured, and copied worldwide in 2020 is estimated to be 59 zettabytes. Such a large amount, and yet in just another 3 years, we expect to double this data traffic. There is then the concept of a circular data ecosystem, which is also interesting. Data without usage is a stagnant wheel. Data usage drives the cycle and accelerates the spin, as I try to show in this picture. Raw data is originally generated mainly for target usage and clients producing essential services and products. But the reuse of the same data by third parties generates more requests of dependent data. Multiple applications further generate more data that is then eventually merged to primary data. So data usage generates more data and increases demand for data, spinning the wheel faster and faster. This is an impression of how in the near future we expect data to be unlocked from data hubs or data commons, churning large volumes of data for which we shall be searching on maps like we do today for restaurants. With data being pooled to be used and reused by many data product developers and service providers. Like food from restaurants, specializing in different cuisines, Indian, Asian, Italian, and so on, same for data services, they will become more specialized, targeting specific user categories, and this is where the concept of featured online interfaces starts to become more relevant. This presentation is too short to allow me to go in detail on the Porto interface, but I will at least highlight how it fits the characteristics of a featured data portal that I'm trying to explain in this example. In contrast to the traditional generic services, the featured services are usually dedicated to a target category of users with specific needs, like harbor masters, port authorities, and operators in the shipping and maritime services in the case of Port Online. It provides routine data-derived products to support their operational day-to-day activities and production lines. Compared to the static delivery of pre-prepared products determined at source, the featured web services use a dynamic added value production composed directly by the online user who can customize the service to fit a specific need or query. Four essential ingredients of featured services are shown in the next slides, typically coming from the Porto Online interface. First of all, GIS-like web tools for the geographic rendering and mapping of data. This allows overlaying of vector and scalar fields from different sources. User-specific dynamic content delivery. That is, the user is able to select and compose the dashboard that is needed and is able to save for future reference and updating. Online functionalities to elaborate data online, such as by using online elaboration of metrics in user-defined areas or along selected transacts. And real-time updating of data and information, such as for merging observations with model data and linking hindcasts, nowcasts, and forecasts.
Hello, I'm Audrey and I shall be taking you through some technical aspects of PORTO. So the data for PORTO comes from various sources such as coastal observations, remote sensing and models. And as such comes in various formats too. So some data is written directly to a database, others written to text files, and we also have images. What we did was we created a web service which gets data from the various sources and in the various formats and converts it to XML or JSON. This data is then made available on the Porto server to the users. Now, on the user side, we use HTML5, and in particular, we use the local storage, which allows the user to select his preferred configuration for the interface without having to use any cookies. We also use Bootstrap to make the interface responsive to the user's device. We use Google Maps as a basis. We use Ajax so that the interface can start being rendered while data is being called from the server. And we use HighCharts to display any charts. The app will be deployed as a progressive web app, which means that it can be downloaded onto any smart device. I would like to thank you for listening, and should you have any questions, please ask us either now or by dropping us an email. Thank you once again.